Alright, we're going to start by firing up After Effects, clicking on New Project. It's going to bring up our new project pane. We're going to bring in our Photoshop document just by dragging and dropping. Just make sure that you select editable layer styles and click OK. Right, and as you can see there's a composition and there's also a folder beneath it. If you click on the little arrow, then you'll see all of your layers that you created in Photoshop are available to you. At the bottom here we've got our scene, our scene mode. We're going to go to composition, new composition, and we're going to change the name of that composition to master composition or master comp. Once we've done that, we're just going to click OK. We're just checking the duration, which is 4 minutes set as default. We're going to hit OK. Right, so now we're working within the master composition. As you can see, the timing at the top and the playhead is on the left there. So if we start off by dragging in our first scene, which is layer 1, you can see little thumbnails at the top of the screen there. We're just going to drag in our first one. We're just going to simply drag and drop it onto our master composition. We're going to reposition that by dragging it across and left clicking. We can then go to the end of our layer 1 and we can readjust the length of time that displays for. So here we can see it's displaying for 30 seconds. If you hit the spacebar key, then that will automatically play it for you. We're going to hit the little arrow next to our layer. We're going to click the transform arrow and we're going to change the scale, which is the sizing of it. We're going to increase that so it fills the screen. And let's repeat the same thing with layer 2. So we're going to drag it, drop it onto the master composition, decrease the size or the length that it plays for. We're going to just butt it up so that it will cross over and not play when the first layer is playing or the first scene is playing. Remember, the whole purpose of this is just so that we get our timing right. So the first thing you guys would have dragged in would be your MP3 or your sound file. Again, we're going to adjust the scale. Now we could either go the way that we did before, or we can just click on the layer and click S, which is the shortcut key to bring up the scale option. When we're happy with the scale, we can test it out just by hitting the spacebar key, and you guys will see that red line there is the playhead. As we reach the second scene, then you see that it flips on, so we now see that. You guys will then go through and repeat that with each of your scenes, getting your timing right in accordance with the sound files that you've brought in. Once we've completed that, then we go down, we select File, Export. Now if you've got the option to just hit Export, then do so. If not, then hit Add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue, and that will fire up a new program, which is Adobe Media Encoder, sorry. When in Media Encoder, ensure that your settings for the format are set to H.264. And the preset, if you just click on that, you'll get the drop down menu. You want to scroll down to YouTube 1080p, and you may decide to click on the output name, and this will allow you to select the location where you're going to save the file. I'd recommend saving to desktop just to make it easier to locate when uploading onto the classroom once it is completed.